AskReddit by FM 596. What is a myth that is passed from generation to generation, and people still believe it? I got pregnant in 2002 and people legit told me I shouldn't raise my arms over my head because the cord would wrap around the baby's neck. Not just great grandmas telling me this either. People at my restaurant job fussed at me all the time for getting things off high shelves. Insane. I was once told that getting a haircut while pregnant will also make the cord wrap around the baby's neck. Many times I've tried to imagine just how is that supposed to work, but still haven't come up with anything. Bulls become angry seeing the color red. Yup, for those wondering, it's how the fabric moves that makes bulls charge. Overcracking your knuckles will lead to arthritis. I cracked my knuckles in front of a friend one time and she said it'd cause arthritis. I said it was a myth and she said her mum said it does, and she should know because her mum works an X profession. I think her mum may have told her that to stop an annoying habit. Swallowed gum will stay in your stomach for 7 years. Never seen a single wad of gum in the hundreds of thousands of stomachs I've looked into. Reading this, you could be a doctor or very successful serial killer. That we use 10% of our brain power or capacity. This was actually proven to be bullshit. I like to put it this way. It's like saying we only ever use 1/3 of a traffic light. Using 3/3 of a traffic light at once would be ridiculous and useless. Using 100% of your brain at once is called a seizure and you won't like it. 90% of the myths surrounding pregnancy and childbirth. If the baby's heart rate is fast, it's a girl. If you crave sweet things, it's a girl. If you are carrying high, it's a girl. They're the only ones I can think of at the moment, but there are so many other myths out there. My personal favorite is the knife vs scissors test. So my grandma would do this all the pregnant women she could. She would take 2 chairs, 2 towels, a kitchen knife and a big pair of scissors. She would wrap each item in a towel, place them each on a chair. The pregnant lady would not be in the room at this time. She would then be brought in. Not knowing which item was on which chair, she would pick a random one and sit on it. Supposedly, the mom knows the baby's gender subconsciously and automatically picks the correct chair. Knife for boy, scissors for girl. My dad insisted that if you didn't dry your hair immediately after getting out of the shower, you would catch your death of cold. As far as he was concerned, letting your hair stay damp would immediately give you a respiratory illness. Similarly, putting away dishes that weren't completely dry would putrefy and poison someone. I know germ theory wasn't very well understood when he was a lad, but water was basically the end of all things as we know it to him. Edit: my dad is not Asian, German, Italian, other European, or strangely enough, a cat. That's enough to suggest this particular myth is a product of its time, rather than a cultural phenomenon. There actually is some truth to putting away your dishes wet is bad. I've worked in restaurants for years and it actually is a health violation to put away wet dishes. You're supposed to let them air dry. At least in Ohio. https://codes.ohio.gov/ohio-administrative-code/rule-3717-1-04.8. That shaving makes hair grow back thicker and longer. I wish this was true. So shaving my head would cure male pattern baldness. If I get a raise at work, I'll pay more taxes and just make less money. I literally would get told this, but with overtime by a rep he told me he made less money because he got taxed more when he worked overtime. I really wanted to just ask him for his pay stubs because bruh, that's not even possible lol. That your generation is always the last good generation. There's a recorded quote along the lines of kids these days don't respect their elders, have bad manners, don't follow the rules, etc. by freaking Socrates. Mom told me if I shaved my legs, the hair would grow back thicker. It doesn't. They see preteens, early teens shaving while also going through puberty and think it's correlated. Of course, as you descend through puberty and into adulthood, the hair will get thicker and damp, darker, regardless or not if you shave it. My friend's friend hid a tab of acid in his shoe. It soaked into his skin and he is now in a mental asylum and permanently believes he is a glass of orange juice. Holy shit, I've heard that here in Hungary. In that version, it was a bald smuggler guy who hid the stamps under his beanie at an airport check and now all he can say is ooh orange. That Marilyn Manson took out his ribs to suck his pee-pee. I love his response to this rumor. If I did that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. Touching a frog toad will give you warts. I believe they can transfer some things like salmonella, but not warts. You eat 8 spiders a lifetime. You eat 8 spiders in a lifetime is a statistical error. Spiders Georg, who lives in a cave and eats 10,000 spiders daily, is an outlier and should not have been counted. Masturbating can cause blindness. Very hard for someone that went blind due to masturbation to refute this, as they would not be able to see this comment. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. While this is of course false factually speaking, I feel like most people use it metaphorically to mean that you shouldn't count on lucky and lucky things happening again. Every once in a blue moon I stumble across someone who believes that cabbits are a thing. Some people genuinely believe that a cat and rabbit can bang and produce viable offspring, but anyone with an ounce of common sense should understand that it would be impossible. I've known a lot of idiots in my life, but I've never heard something this stupid. Having the overhead light on in a car while driving is illegal. Edit. Thank you for the award. I don't know man, my dad was pretty adamant that it was an extreme safety hazard to have those overhead lights turned on. Anyone can be what they want when they grow up. This is the original lie. If your eyes stayed open during a sneeze, those MFs would pop right out. I could never prove this one false. Oh man, I come from an Italian family. There are so many crazy old wives' tales. Break a mirror, 7 years of bad luck. If your right hand itches, you're coming into money. If it's the left, you're losing money. The most bizarre one is putting a glass on someone's head upside down to see if they have the evil eye. Edited to add, if you're wearing an evil eye. I've heard the opposite. If your left hand itches, you're coming into money. If the right itches, money going out. You'll catch a cold going outside with wet hair. But it does make my head hurt like hell. That a ice cream van playing his music means he's run out of ice cream. Ah, a fellow poor. My mill is convinced that a scarf around the neck is the remedy for a cold. I still don't get it. It's cozy though. The right side of your brain is for creativity and the left is for logic. If I see one more psych student with that sticker, I'm gonna lose it. Deleted. That being out in cold weather will make you catch a cold. The cold is a virus you catch from others and nothing to do with the outside temperature, but tends to spread in the winter when we spend more time indoors with others. Eating the crust on bread will give you curly hair. I think this was just your older sibling messing with you. Someone can be tested to determine their virginity status. Hymens aren't barriers, they aren't supposed to be broken, and they heal when they do tear. No one, not even a doctor, can look at someone and know they're a virgin or not. Deleted. Your job will notice you and give you promotions for working hard. Your hard work will be rewarded by given more and more work. Until you break or burn out.